Masons alongside me, Chris Murphy. I think for the first time I saw a little bit of despair in the face of Stephen Bunting as he retrieved his darts and left the stage then.
Yeah, it was someone I was talking to Dance about. At what point does he, like, emotionally or psychologically sort of almost switch off to it? Because it's something we've discussed in depth in various, well, just chats away from darts or chats in front of camera, that, you know, this can be damaging to people's careers. Fortunately, Michael Smith may have been slightly young enough and naive enough that he brushed it off, but players like Wes Newton, Mark Webster, Andy Hamilton, they've all been in Bunting's position, and it's hard to shake off. This is a long campaign. If it was, you know, like my idea of having it, you know, over this format over a shorter format, you know, so you don't get dragged into week 16, and you know, you imagine the effect it will have on him. It's got to be detrimental.
Yeah, tough going for Stephen Bunting. Chris Dobey getting the win in that one. Michael van Gerwen's someone who, although he's picking up wins most weeks, he's only lost his first match once for the entire season. Is it painting a fair picture for MVG? Because people are seeing it as a struggle. But you think about the format changes in the Premier League. Now, if this had been the old format, he'd be sitting pretty at the top of the table. Everyone would say everything's rosy. Yeah,
absolutely. The fact that his game is in a place where he can't reel off. He's not won back-to-back matches, has he? He just can't win 2 matches on the bounce, and that's a huge problem for him. And like I said, for me, I don't think it's a psychological thing, although I think some of that now is creeping in. It's a mechanical thing, isn't it? We've spoke about it for the last 3 years when no one else seemed to notice it, but the problem he has is when listen, he's still capable of averaging 108s and 110s. We've seen it from him, but everything has to be working in unison. The timing has to be perfect. If it's slightly off and he can't open the hand quick enough, we see what we've seen from him on Monday, an 80-yard average.
Yeah, the last thing he wants is a battle with Luke Humphries.
Yeah, it's not been a happy hunting ground for him either, has it?
It's become a real adversary, hasn't it, for Michael van Gerwen?
Yeah, interesting. You picked up on a stat. Listen, recency bias is a thing, but 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two have gone the way of Humphries. And the one defeat, which was towards the back end of last year in the World Series of Darts finals, MVG only won that one 10-9, and there was a case there for Humphries in that match. So it's a big problem for him because, listen, if it was 5-5 in the last 10, you'd go, oh well. But it's actually 10 of the last 12, yes. So we can go back even further.
And 6 in a row in the Premier League as well. Van Gerwen only won their first meet in week 3 last year. Everything points towards Luke Humphries, and John McDonald is about to get both players on the stage.
By the Professional Dance Corporation, and now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. The winner of 157 PDC titles worldwide, a 7-time Premier League champion, and a 3-time champion.
Well, Michael van Gerwen makes his way to the stage. A little kiss for his wife Daphne, who's come to Cardiff to watch MVG tonight. It's not actually a happy hunting ground for him, Cardiff. He's lost more than he's won. A couple of draws in the old days as well for MVG. So doesn't have that familiar feeling of winning. Hasn't won a night here. Has only won 1 match on that stage in the last 5 years as well, van Gerwen.
That's remarkable. Interesting, Daphne being there, because listen, when he in the big worlds and the big ones would see her with him. But normally it's if an event's in Holland or close by in Belgium or Germany, you might see Daphne. So quite unusual to see her there. Maybe he feels like he needs the support.
the former champion of the world, Gerwyn
Luke Humphries straight to the stage, businesslike in the walk-on, didn't last long in the walkway at all. Now on the stage applauding the audience here in Cardiff, where he has, well, you might say an even worse record than MVG, but it's a much smaller sample size. You may remember it was the very first week of last year and Humphries and Littler had a rematch and Littler won on that occasion 6-2, so Humphries looking for his first win here, but the way he started the Premier League season, in fact both Lukes have shown them, everyone talked about it, didn't it, a top three of Humphries, Littler and Van Gerwen. It's actually a top two, isn't it, and Van Gerwen maybe the best of the rest.
Yeah, absolutely, and even that's debatable right now. Some of the stuff Rob Frost's throwing right now, and yeah, it's hard to make a case for him at the moment. Like I said, listen, he's still got that game in his locker. We don't see it as much, and we don't see it in consecutive matches. Could we see it tonight? Would be interesting. On the back of what we saw Monday at the Pro Tour, I think it's unlikely, because from inside track he was absolutely devastated with his performance.
Yeah, well, when you saw the entry list, I know Danter referred to it before, it looked like a stroke of genius, didn't it?
Absolutely.
From Michael Van Gerwen to play pretty close to his home, none of the other 7 Premier League players in it, and then he goes and gets beat first round.
With all due respect, I looked at the lineup and the list of players and thought, well, here's an opportunity to try and build some confidence and get another, get 158th title in the in the locker.
Yeah, it's been an inconsistent year for Michael Van Gerwen, as Mace mentioned, hasn't won back-to-back games, seems to be one win then a defeat, hence the record at the Premier League of winning his quarterfinals but then losing almost inevitably in the semis. The game's about to get underway. Hugh Ware, the referee. This is Premier League Darts, live on talkSPORT 2 and of course the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. And Luke Humphries throws first in this race to 6 and throws 100.
Yeah, I'm just thinking on the train here about, he's won on the Dev Tour, Challenge Tour, Pro Tour, Euro Tour, the World Tour. I'm thinking formats. He's now won the World Masters, which is another new or unique format, certainly to Luke Humphries, best of 3 legs per set, double start format, the long set format at the Worlds. He's just slowly but surely, very much like Littler, just ticking off those boxes. Yeah,
absolutely. First start here for Humphries, perfect. The second one follows. You could have called a 182 as soon as that first start landed.
Yeah, I wouldn't have called you Mystic Murph had you called it on Dart 1, because it was perfect.
100.
So after 9 darts on 1-2-1, goes for the ball. 25, leave 96. Treble 20 found, double 18 found.
Beautiful.
What a start, ton-topping checkout. The 1-2-1 for a dozen dart leg. Van Gerwen's not feeling any better yet, is he?
He's probably just feeling worse. Yeah, I mean, that was just a beautiful opening leg from Luke Humphries.
Well, this time the dart goes below the treble, it doesn't bother him. Plants 2 in there anyway.
He defies physics, doesn't he? They look a blocker, and it's almost like he can bend them around, but that's why he has this setup. It's quite unusual, not particularly long barrel, but a very, very long stem, which allows him to move the dart around in the air.
Well, the audience getting behind Michael Van Gerwen, his champion stung.
He's not English, is he? So there you go.
Honorary Welshman for the night.
I'm surprised he didn't wear red instead of green.
Yeah, we did see a shirt change earlier in the season for MVG.
Yeah. At the World Masters, wasn't it? I quite liked it too, to be honest.
123.
Just this leg-on-leg pressure from Humphries right now.
He's left the 138 that kick-started the TV title surge when he won the World Grand Prix. Van Gerwen on 136 after the same number of darts, but the treble 19 is in, exactly how he did it, can't find the second.
And he would have fancied that Murph because it was high in the treble. There was bags of room. He's left 52. And the shot's not on for MVG, the 136. He runs for cover, needs a treble, gets a treble, leaves tops just in case.
So 20 for double 16 for Luke Humphries. No problem at all. No dart missed at double yet. Michael van Gerwen is broken and maybe already in more ways than one.
Yeah, another laser-like focus from Humphries tonight. Probably enjoyed a bit of time at home.
140.
Yeah, 12 darter followed by a 14 for Luke Humphries.
125.
Not too shabby. What's he averaging?
That makes 118 by my maths.
100.
You did say whoever won the previous game would have to play a lot better. I think you can add VAT to that as well, mate.
87.
Looks in the mood. Another low dart, tries to go over the top, and then does switch down to the 17s, but can't find a treble.
Yeah, right option for me. Down to 204. Van Gerwen from 289 finds a ton, so 6 darts for Humphries on 204 for 3-0.
Low again on the treble 20. This time he uses it to put one in and across to the 18s. Finds it, the treble that is, and leaves 70 for that 3-leg cushion.
83.
Van Gerwen with 83 leaves 106. Treble 18 for double 8. Single 18 found. 20. Double 16 for 3-zip. Wow. Well, he gives it a bit of an old-fashioned look, as if he's saying, how dare you not go in there?
Van Gerwen wayward, 15 can still do it. It was treble 5 for that 15, went down for the treble 17, couldn't find that, even though he hits the treble 20, which actually leaves double 7. Humphries doesn't give him a go. It's another successful dart, this time at double 8 for Luke Humphries, who leads 3-0. He's making light work of MVG.
I think he's only missed one at a double, hasn't he, thus far?
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh, Max from MVG.
Woken up to some applause from the audience, who were maybe getting a little bit bored of Luke Humphries battering him there.
But Humphries won't be worried about a leg like this, because it's on the MVG throw when he was 5 deep to the 9.
Yeah, I think the sponsors might be getting a little bit worried about all those solid gold darts they're giving away, because they never specified it was the first player to hit one. They said whoever hits one. So they've already had to cough up for 2. Better leg from Van Gerwen though. 2 180s in it, down to 16 after just 9 darts.
And he's getting comprehensively bust up here, but he is averaging 108 currently. And that is a 10-dart holder throw.
They're crazy now.
Does he get a silver one for a 10?
Well, it doesn't tell the story, but if you just looked at the stats, Van Gerwen at that 108 is averaging more than Luke Humphries. He hasn't been the best player, we can assure you of that.
Well, he hasn't had a dart at a double, so he's a scoring average. That was his first dart at a double in the whole match.
But he did find it, so game on. Won't be whitewashed. That's a start for Van Gerwen.
135.
Dart above the treble 20, and the second one and third just join it pretty much in the same hole. Can't make the adjustment, Van Gerwen.
Nope. Low again from Humphries. It's only fractionally, but if he gets that right, that's when he really does become a massive problem, because then of course you see him follow and start to rattle in the maxes. He's down to 170 Humphries, 245 MVG. No treble 20, overpitched that time, Murph.
Yeah, well, he's gone for the 19s cover, found 2 of the trebles. That leaves him 36. Live darts here on talkSPORT 2 from the Premier League. We'll be with you all season. Almost a certainty that the 2 Lukes will be at the O2, as will we be. And this Luke Humphries is keeping a cool hand and a cool head against MVG. He leads him 4-1 after finding double 9. That maximum from Van Gerwen, but he needs to put a couple of these legs together, doesn't he, and do it on the Humphries throw.
Yeah, on the Humphries throw. That's the imperative bit. Humphries will just be thinking to himself, just hold, and again goes 5 into the 9.
Yeah, Humphries won't care, will he, what Van Gerwen's doing as he don't throw it. He's got himself in this position. 2 legs on throw, where he's kicked off 5 perfect darts, inflating the average to 110. I mean, the standard in the game is exceptional, but Humphries has done a lot of the damage early.
Well, he's forced MVG in leg 1 to find a 9, in leg 2 a 15, in leg 3 a 15, in leg 5 a 12.
Well, could be an 11 here, double 16 for Van Gerwen. It is that, to cut the gap to 2 legs again, but Humphries has the throw, and Van Gerwen needs to hit him in this leg.
Well, he needs a leg like that, or a leg like in the 4th.
2 out of 2 on the doubles. When he's had a chance, he's hit it, Van Gerwen. That's promising, because hasn't been great in that department.
No.
For me, the thing that is sort of worrying about Michael Van Gerwen is the uncharacteristic mistakes that he's making, missing key doubles, miscounting even at times, which he seldom used to do.
And that shows you the psychological pressure he's under and how much he's feeling it.
So Humphries 302, 4-2 up.
And where he didn't used to have an 80-odd average in his locker, there's now a few of them.
Using the 18s from 302 and
126.
found a couple.
Yeah, got 7 of them. Needed 9 of them to leave a finish, 18s that is. MVG from 267. Single 20, treble 19, so has to go back. Single 20 found, leaves 170.
Looked annoyed, but he will get a go at a finish. Humphries won't. 176 can't be done, but he's going to leave himself a double surely. He does. 140 leaves 36.
Is there a player better at that than just finding a way? He finds a gap. No 170 chance for MVG. Single 20, 19. Gets the treble 20, leaves 71. Trails full 2. Double 18 for 5-2 for Humphries. Oh, double 9 again. Oh dear, oh dear.
Well, this is a chance that Michael Van Gerwen has needed. 71. He's done it on his doubles so far, but can he do it under pressure? 1 dart at tops, in it goes. Michael Van Gerwen is back in business. He breaks Luke Humphries. He will have to do that again to win the match, but he can restore parity now if he holds. 4-3 to Humphries. Van Gerwen throwing.
And he finds the treble 20, and again.
140.
This whole match could hinge on those 2 missed darts at a double for Humphries, allowing MVG back in. Both players averaging 109.4. Some game.
Yeah, really high standard. The doubling, the perfect doubling, helping that for Michael Van Gerwen, who did have a slow start. Wasn't allowed to get into the game by Luke Humphries, but he's got the break back.
Well, Humphries started with that, with a 180 in the leg, a 121 check out, and a 12 dart hold. That's how you keep your opponent out.
140.
Outside chance here, 140 from MVG, leaves him 162.
Well, mention that miscounting. He was on 302, should have been using
18s.
the 18s.
Got away with it. Humphries is still back on 204, 2 treble 20s from Michael. Finds the single 10 to leave double 16, so this should be, or will be, 4-4, but still, Humphries has the advantage.
Let's not forget both of these players very proficient in winning quarter-finals, so difficult game for both of them. Van Gerwen misses a double for the first time, misses a second, double 8, misses a third, and it gives Humphries an opening to cancel out the break immediately, albeit a tough one. 1-2-3.
Finds the treble 19, 66 left. Double 9.
Well, you get a feeling that would have been the match. Misses the double 9 on the outside. Van Gerwen returns. Double 4 the target. Outside. In. And Van Gerwen levels up at 4 apiece in this brilliant battle. Live on talkSPORT 2.
And it has been absolutely enthralling. It's now a best of 3, which Humphries was good at down in Milton Keynes.
Van Gerwen suddenly in one leg went from hitting all of his double attempts to only hitting half of them, and that does just plant a seed of doubt, you would think, for if it does come to the crunch in this game.
Well, it's not a good start to the leg from Humphries. 81 followed by 59. MVG 97 followed by 140, and there's 7 points difference in the average now. 104 Humphries, 111 MVG, and Humphries comes up dry, down to 301. So MVG has stolen the darts, 264, favourite for the match.
Yeah, we said he needed another break. He might be getting it straight away. What a rally this is from the green machine. Maximum added to the tally for Michael van Gerwen, is 4 for the game. 84 left. Humphries back on 301 and can't get down to a finish.
Interesting, you talk about body language. Humphries was in the background shaking his head as the second treble 20 landed, because he knew, and he's thinking back to that opportunity where he had a dart at double 18 and a dart at double 9.
So double 16 when Michael van Gerwen comes back, not under an enormous amount of pressure. 135 is Humphries' finish if he gets a go. He doesn't get a go. Van Gerwen breaks and now suddenly finds himself in the position of throwing for the match.
Yeah, huge favourite now, gets 2 bites of the cherry, 1 on throw. And he'll fancy getting it done here the way he's been playing. He finds treble 20 with dart 2 and 3. Leads 5-4 against Humphries, who was 4-2 up and cruising.
Yeah, remarkable.
Missed darts for 5-2.
Well, he's 4-1 up, wasn't he? Van Gerwen got, 4 legs on the spin. But Humphries
4-1,
is rallying. A 180 to kick off the leg.
Back-to-back 140s for MVG, down to 2-2-1, a ton in front. Humphries finds the treble. Oh, just treble 1. So only 83.
Possibility that he might have needed the 9.
Yes. Yeah, good show.
Low on the treble 20, Van Gerwen. Low on the treble 19. Can't find the treble 18 either.
Real chance this though for Humphries, Murph.
Yeah, Van Gerwen has left to finish, but it's a 164. Humphries on 238. Probably has to find 2 trebles. Hasn't found one with either of his first 2 darts. Switches to the 18s. No luck. So Van Gerwen has 6 darts from 164 to win this match.
Yeah, and Luke will be thinking, how on earth have I got myself in this position? But all of a sudden, MVG's gone missing. He still wants 124. Humphries on 180.
And what a time. Talk about a key moment. 40 points scored by Michael van Gerwen. He's got 124. Well, Michael, you've got yourself into this mess. You get yourself out of it.
Probably will. Treble 20 found. Wants the ball.
Oh, clipped the ring, didn't he? It's on the 25. Humphries can elongate the encounter if he can take out 80. He's gone for tops with 3 darts, 1 above. The next one has drifted into the double 5. I can't believe Chris Mason's next to me shaking his head. Can't believe he's gone that way. Will he be punished? Double 8 for Van Gerwen to clean up the remainder and win the match. A blitz of 5 straight legs. But Luke Humphries may rue that decision to go tops. Well, it's the old adage, it's not about how you start but how you finish. And Humphries raced away like the hare. I mean, the only thing that Michael van Gerwen has got in common with the tortoise is the green body armour, I suppose. But he won that race in the end. And, well, Chris, a couple of moments there where Luke Humphries might just reflect on his decision making.
Yeah, listen, for me, a deserved winner. He had his opportunities to lead 5-2 and would have been throwing for the match. Or would it? No, he wouldn't have done. But of course, he would have had the throw after the next. And there was another situation where he had a dart at double 19, which would have been the break back, which then he would have had the darts in the next leg to win the match. But ultimately, that was a fabulous performance, and we've said it before. If he gets it right, he gets it right. This time, he may have the opportunity because Dobey doesn't look in any kind of form, and maybe this is the opportunity MVG needs to win back-to-back matches, because I don't think he'll get a better chance because Dobey does look out of sorts, even though he won.
Yep, so 1 semi-final set. Chris Dobey will take on Michael van Gerwen after Dobey beat Stephen Bunting 6-2, and then Michael van Gerwen reeling off 5 straight legs to defeat Luke Humphries 6-4. We'll get more opinions from Mace the Ace as the evening goes on, but Ian Danter will join me to talk you through Luke Littler against Nathan Aspinall live next on talkSPORT 2. And when it comes to the Darts Premier League, the last thing you want is an online mishap throwing you off your game. Threat Protection Pro helps you dodge bogus sites, and with the Dark Web Monitor, you'll get a heads up if your personal info starts circulating in the online equivalent of the Madhouse. Just go to nordvpn.com/dartsvpn and get 2 years plus 4 months free and a birthday deal. It's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Stay with us here on the talkSPORT Darts YouTube channel. Littler Aspinall next.